In the ever-evolving world of Tyler Perry's Sistas, no couple captures our hearts and breaks them quite like Zach and Fatima. The pair who once seemed unshakable, weathering betrayals, exes, and endless emotional battles, are now facing what could be their biggest test yet, preparing for parenthood, or at least, what should have been. But instead of joyful nursery shopping, late-night baby name debates, and promises of forever, the latest drama between Zach and Fatima has fans divided, frustrated, and heartbroken. Why? Because Fatima, pregnant and emotionally drained, feels abandoned, while Zach, still lost in the storm of his grief over Karen's tragic miscarriage, has failed to make any plans for their unborn child. And now, the tension is finally boiling over. Scene opens. The apartment is dimly lit. Fatima sits on the couch, scrolling through her phone, silently wiping away a tear. Zach walks in from the kitchen with a bottle of water, noticing her distant expression. Zach, softly. What's wrong, Tima? You've been quiet all night. Fatima, without looking up. I'm fine. Zach knows she's lying. He sets the bottle down and sits across from her. Zach, concerned. Not talk to me. You ain't fine. Fatima finally looks at him, voice trembling. You really want to talk, Zach? Okay, let's talk about this baby. Zach freezes, leaning back, unsure where this is going. The tension rises. Zach, hesitant. Tima, you know I love you. You know I got you. Why you acting like I don't? Fatima snaps. Because Zach, you don't. Stands up, pacing. I'm carrying your child, and you haven't said a damn thing about it. No plans, no preparations, nothing. Not even a crib, Zach. Zach runs his hand over his head, frustrated. Zach, raising his voice. Damn, Tima, I just found out Karen lost the baby. I'm still processing that. That was my child too. Fatima, tears forming. And what about this child, Zach? Our child. You can grieve, I get that, but you can't grieve so hard for a baby you lost that you forget the one that's coming. Zach stares at her, guilt flashing in his eyes, but his pride won't let him admit it yet. The breaking point. Fatima, voice cracking. You know what hurts the most? It's like, you had all these dreams for Karen's baby, but for ours? It's silence. Nothing. Like maybe you don't even want it. Maybe you don't want me. Zach snaps back. Don't you ever say that. Don't you dare think I don't want you or this baby, Tima. Fatima, yelling now. Then show me, Zach. Points at her stomach. I'm out here carrying your future, and I'm out here carrying it alone. Long silence. Zach looks down, breathing heavily. Fatima wipes her tears, trying to steady herself. Zach breaks. Finally, Zach exhales deeply and lowers his voice. Zach, softly. Tima, I'm scared, I ain't never had this before. A family, a real shot. I don't want to mess it up. Every time I plan something, every time I try to get it right, I feel like I fail. Fatima's anger softens slightly, but she's still hurt. Fatima, quietly. Then let me in, Zach. Stop shutting me out. I don't want perfection. I want partnership. I want us to build this together. Zach looks up at her, tears forming. He nods slightly but says nothing. The silence speaks volumes. Cliffhanger ending. Just as Fatima starts to walk away toward the bedroom, Zach's phone buzzes on the table. He glances at the screen. It's a text from Karen. Fatima turns back, icy stare. Still her, huh? She walks off without another word, leaving Zach standing frozen, torn between the ghost of what was and the reality of what's coming. Fade out. The unspoken wound. Zach's silence is breaking Fatima. For weeks, we've seen Zach trying to process Karen's loss. The devastating reality that the baby Karen once carried, his baby, is gone. Zach has been caught between mourning what could have been and trying to move forward. But his silence on Fatima's pregnancy has created a gaping wound in their relationship. Fatima's always been strong. She's the fighter, the fixer, the woman who walked into Zach's life and helped him believe in himself when no one else did. But even the strongest hearts have limits. Watching the man she loves spiral in grief over another woman's baby while showing little urgency for their own child's future, that's breaking her. Behind her calm exterior, Fatima's insecurities are rising. Questions haunt her. Does he even want this baby? Am I enough for him, or is he still emotionally tied to Karen? If I wasn't pregnant, would he even be here? These aren't just doubts, they're daggers to the trust they've built. The clash, when silence turns into shouting. Episode 8 teases what might be one of the most emotionally explosive confrontations of the season. After weeks of holding it together, Fatima finally snaps. She confronts Zach head-on, demanding answers. "I'm carrying your child, Zach, and you haven't said a damn thing about it. No plans, no preparations, nothing." Zach, caught off guard, tries to explain himself. He insists he's still processing everything with Karen, but his words sound hollow against Fatima's rising frustration. The conversation spirals. Zach argues he just needs time to wrap his head around everything. Fatima counters that time is running out. A baby doesn't wait for healing. Zach deflects, saying he wants to get it right, but Fatima hears hesitation, not hope. And in that moment, you can feel the cracks deepening. Why this fight hurts more than the others. This isn't just another Zach and Fatima misunderstanding. This is a collision of grief, insecurity, and fear. Zach's grief. He's mourning a child he'll never hold while struggling to adjust to the reality of becoming a father again. Fatima's insecurity. Her worst fear, that Zach's heart still belongs to Karen, keeps clawing at her every time she sees him silent and distant. A baby between them. The very thing that should bring them closer is threatening to pull them apart. It's not about the baby's crib, the doctor's appointments, or baby-proofing the house. It's about what the silence represents, a lack of emotional commitment. Fans react, Team Fatima versus Team Zach. Social media has been buzzing nonstop since the episode teaser dropped. On Twitter, fans are choosing sides. Team Fatima says Zach is selfish, emotionally unavailable, and failing to step up when she needs him most. Team Zach argues that grief has no timeline and Fatima should give him the space to heal before pushing him into dad mode. But one thing everyone agrees on, the chemistry, tension, and raw emotion between these two are off the charts, making every argument feel like we're witnessing something heartbreakingly real. What's next for Fatima? If Zach doesn't confront his grief and start actively preparing for fatherhood, Fatima may reach her breaking point. Could this fight lead to a temporary separation? Fatima might walk away to protect her peace. A shocking twist with Karen? If Zach revisits his past for closure, it could reignite old wounds. A redemption arc for Zach? Sometimes, hitting rock bottom forces a man to rise up. One thing is certain, the upcoming episodes are setting us up for heart-wrenching decisions. Final thoughts, when love isn't enough. Zach and Fatima have survived cheating scandals, exes, and endless drama. But this battle is different. It's intimate. It's raw. It's about fear and the future colliding head-on. Fatima doesn't just want Zach's presence. She wants his commitment. She wants to feel like they're in this together, building a life, a home, and a future for their baby. But Zach's silence is deafening, and unless he speaks up soon, we might be witnessing the slow unraveling of Sistas' favorite power couple.